Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's API automation tutorial, we are going to learn how to validate a GET API response using REST Assured with Java and TestNG. And we will also learn how to properly organize our code using @before method and @after method annotations to follow best practices. Let's get started. So our objective is to send a GET request, validate the status code and status line, log the request, and pretty print the response. And we will also learn how to properly organize our code using the @before method and @after method. So for this, today is the session 4. So I am going to create one package here. Let's take this name as session 4. And inside this, I am going to create one class. Let's say validate response. I'm clicking on finish button, and here I'm going to create one method, validate response test. Validate response test. Okay. And this is the test method. So I am annotating this method with @test. Over on this, and we can import test from the TestNG annotations. And I'm also going to create one setup method to create our request and one tear down method to perform the certain task before or at the end of the test. So first of all, how to create request. So REST assured dot given. So it will return what it will return? It will return the request specification. Okay, just hover on this. We can import request specification from REST assured specification. Okay, then what URL we are using? We are using this URL. I'm just copying it and I'm going to paste here for our ready reference. Okay, so here first we will be giving URI, base URI. What is the base URI? Will be till here. Okay. And what next? Base path. Base path would be from here to here. And last is query parameter. This is page and to. So we can give the value as 2. The parameter, this is the value. Okay. So in this way, using the request specification, we have created our request. Okay, and just Control Shift and F for formatting and Control S for saving. Okay, so in this way, what we have done, we have created and we have prepared our API requests, and we have defined base URI, base path, and a query parameter. What next? So now in the actual test, so it's not giving the recommendations. So what we need to do, we need to declare it at global level. Okay, and here we can delete it. Okay, now it will give you. So what we are going to do, we are sending the get request, and what it will return, it will return the response. We can store the response in RES and hover on this, and we can import response from RestAssured response and dot get status code. So in this way, we can fetch the status code from the response. So this would return integer. So this would be our actual status code. Okay, and we can print here actual status code. Okay, what next? Next, what we are going to fetch? We are going to fetch status line. So res dot get status line. Okay, what it will return? It will return the string. So we can save, store it into this object, actual status line. Okay. And we can print here as well. Actual status line. Okay. And in tear down, what we are going to do? So response is also we need to declare at global level. Okay. And we can remove this here. Okay, save it. Now pt print. This way we can print the response body, log the request and pt print the response. And we can also log the log request spec dot log dot all. Okay. So in this way we can log the request and pt print the response. And we are using at the rate before method and at the rate after method. Okay. Okay. So we also need to add here before method annotation, and here we need to add after method annotation. So these are the annotations from TestNG. So before method annotation, we use when we would like to run the method before any test method. So this before this test method, this method will run. And after method annotation we use from TestNG to run certain logic after each test method. Okay. So now I am saving it and let's run it and observe. This is fetching and printing status code and status line or not. Right click, run as test-ng test. So we can observe here, it should print the expected output. The actual status code it has printed, it has printed actual status line as well as it has pretty printed the JSN response. Okay. So now if we would like to validate the status code, then how we can achieve it? So we need to use testng assert class, assert util, and first of all we need to give actual status code, then the expected status code is 200. As we can see here, what actual status code is printed 200. So this should be expected as well. And if it is failing, then we can also throw the message on the console. And that message we can provide here. So status code is not matching. Like this, if we would like to validate and verify status line, so how we can achieve it? Again, we can use assert class from TestNG and we can provide status line actual status line, then expected status line. This is the expected status line. Okay. And if it doesn't match, so in that case, if you would like to throw some message on console, that message we can provide here. So status line is not matching. Okay. I'm just saving it and running it. Okay. So now our code. So let me rerun it. Run as test-ng test. Yes. Now it ran successfully. So it has printed actual status code, it has printed actual status line as well as it has successfully printed the JSN response and successfully validated the status code and status line. If suppose this for the actual status code doesn't match with the expected status code, then this message should be printed on the console. So I am intentionally failing this, giving the wrong value and saving it. So it should fail and it should give the message on the console that the status code is not matching. So right click and run as test test. It should fail. Yes. So it should fail. So it should show the message on the console. Status code is not matching expected this and found. So likewise, we can also verify the status line. So I am correcting it and saving it and rerunning it. Let's see it's running successfully or not. Now it should pass. Okay, yes. So our test case is pass, and on the console it has printed status code, status line, as well as response body. JSON response body also printed. Okay, that's it. And we also used before method annotation and after method annotation. Okay. So, and that's how you write a clean and maintainable GET API test using RestAssured, TestNG, and Java. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon so you never miss out on our upcoming videos. Coming up next, we will dive into post, put, delete, patch, etc., and how to perform JSON schema validation in API automation, and how to perform different types of authentication. So we will be covering in the upcoming videos. Thanks for watching. Keep learning, keep testing.